Let me ask you something. Why can one person type a single sentence into ChatGPT and get something incredible, while someone else gets complete nonsense? Same AI, same tool, completely different results. And here's the weird part. The difference usually isn't intelligence. It isn't coding ability, and it definitely isn't luck. It's the prompt. Because AI today works a lot less like traditional software and a lot more like giving instructions to a very smart intern. If your instructions are vague, you get vague results. If your instructions are structured, the outputs become shockingly powerful. And once you understand that, you stop using AI like a toy and start using it like a superpower. Welcome to Learn Data Easy. This is the series where we break down cloud, data, and AI concepts without jargon and without stress. I'm Charlene. I work in data and AI, and today we're talking about one of the most important skills in modern AI: prompt engineering. Now, I know that sounds technical, but honestly, prompt engineering is mostly just learning how to communicate with AI. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why prompts matter, the two biggest prompt engineering principles, and how companies actually use this in real products. And also how to dramatically improve your AI results immediately. Most people think AI works like Google. You type keywords and it finds information. But large language models don't really work like search engines. They work more like prediction engines. They look at your instructions, then predict the most useful response, which means the quality of your prompt massively affects the quality of your output. So imagine I hired an intern and simply said, make me a presentation. Immediately you'll have questions. What topic? For who? How formal? How long? What style? And what outcome? AI has exactly the same problem. The clearer your instructions are, the better your results become. So let's start with our first example. Let's say we're going to write me a holiday advert. And this gives me something like escape the ordinary and step into paradise, the holiday season, trade your routine for golden sunsets, etc., etc. And now we are fixing that and we're write a Christmas advert for a small bakery targeting busy parents. Make it warm, emotional, and under 100 words. And this gives us something a bit more curated. So this Christmas, we know you're juggling it all. Gifts, school runs, late nights, and endless to-do lists. Let us take one thing off your plate, etc., etc. That is much, much better. This is the first major principle. Be specific. The more context you provide, the better the tone, the better the structure, and the less random the response becomes. Here's another example. So let's say, plan me a trip. And we try that. And it says, all right, that sounds like fun. Let's build something great. I just need a bit more detail before I can plan it properly for you. Okay, let's fix that and say, plan me a 3-day Tokyo itinerary for someone visiting Japan for the first time who loves food, anime, and photography. Okay. And here's a 3-day Tokyo itinerary crafted especially for a first-time visitor who loves food, etc., etc. And look at all the detail. Look at all the detail. There is everything here. Now, suddenly the answer becomes dramatically more useful, and this is one of the biggest mindset shifts with AI. Better prompts often matter more than raw intelligence. One of the most useful real applications of AI is summarization. Companies receive customer reviews, support tickets, survey responses, meeting transcripts, and let's face it, nobody has time to manually read thousands of comments. So AI can summarize them in seconds, basically. Let's look at an example. So let's write, summarize the main complaints customers have about this product. And let's paste in the customer complaints, so the customer reviews. In reality, maybe not all of them are complaints. Let's see. Oh, look, we have some positive ones. So let's press enter. And we get, here's a clear summary of the main customer complaints based on the lower rated reviews, so 3-star and below. So those are the ones we're focusing on. You can see we get a summary. But let's say instead, we summarize the top complaints from these reviews and rank them by frequency. And also explain the potential business impacts. We paste them again. And here we get, ranked by frequency, the sound quality, the ranked by the most frequent. We get a summary, we get business impact, and we get things like comfort issues and the business impact of that. And we have, tight after a few hours, or perhaps we can look at the Bluetooth problems and audio cutting out. And we can see a much better picture of the overall issues. So the biggest risk is the sound quality and consistency, and appears most often and directly affects satisfaction. And that's very useful. The next principle is where outputs suddenly become much more professional. So instead of saying, explain cloud computing, and it gives us a very simplistic answer. So we can see cloud computing is a way of using computer resources. Now we're fixing it. We're saying you are a teacher explaining cloud computing to complete beginners using simple real-world analogies. Let's see. And here you can see with the reply that we will get. And we can see, look at the detail, and look how easy it is to understand. We have the storage units analogy. We have the restaurant versus cooking analogy. We have renting an office analogy. We have a lot of examples that help you understand better what cloud computing actually is, because now we've given it the role of a teacher. That role setting changes everything. You're giving the AI context, audience, communication style, expectations. And one of the biggest tricks in prompt engineering is controlling formats. So you can ask it to give you bullet points or tables or JSON formats, email format, or step-by-step instructions. AI becomes dramatically more reliable when you tell it exactly how to structure the answer. Another thing AI is incredibly good at is transforming information. And now let's see an example. So here we can see that we've already curated an email using an AI tool. And basically we're complaining about these headphones that we previously purchased. We want some support with this. So first I'm going to add some delimiters here. So delimiters like the inverted commas. In this case, we use 3. You can use any delimiters you want. And basically, it just gives more information to the AI tool to understand which section is which. I would definitely recommend that you use delimiters. They help a lot. And here we're saying, please convert the tone of this email to friendly. So here we can see that I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out about the pair of headphones I recently purchased from your store. I've had some issues with the sound quality since I started using them. And now we are going further and we are asking, please translate this email into Japanese. So let's assume it's a Japanese company. And we can see the email here in Japanese. I'm not advanced enough in Japanese to know if that's right, but let's trust that it is. But let's please fix the grammar in this email. So we go another step further. And we can see that curates it further. And then it also gives you some suggestions. And I'm going to go with this suggestion. And and it makes the message more formal, more businesslike. And I'm going to have to again trust that this is the correct way of writing it. And this is where AI starts feeling less like a chatbot and more like an intelligent assistant. One thing that surprises people is that AI can infer meaning, not just summarize text, but classify it. For example, let's take this customer review. The product is great, but customer support took over a week to respond. And let's write the prompt for this. So identify the sentiments and the main business risk. And here we can see that the sentiment is a mixed sentiment. The customer expresses satisfaction with the product, great, but dissatisfaction with the customer support responsiveness. That pop-up come up because I'm using a free version for Learn Data Easy. This is already being used everywhere. So customer support, marketing, fraud detection, CRM systems, social media analysis. Now, this is the part that makes people either very excited or slightly nervous. So let's look at this prompt. So let's say, write a calm, empathetic email responding to a customer whose package arrived damaged. And here can see, we're sorry about your damaged delivery. We'll make this right. And then there's a whole email that is sent for this user. And it's quite well written, to be fair. So I'm quite happy with this. But let's take it a step further. So let's say, keep it under 120 words. We don't want to be too wordy. Sound human and reassuring, not corporate. Okay. And here we can see, I'm really sorry your package arrived damaged. That's frustrating and not what we want for you. All right, maybe that was a bit too much. Maybe that was too casual and too friendly. Let's change that a little bit. So make it slightly less casual, but very human. And here we can see that the tone has changed. So I'm really sorry to hear your package arrived damaged. That's understandably disappointing and not the experience we want you to have. This iterative process is actually a huge part of prompt engineering. You rarely get the perfect answer immediately. And good prompting is often prompt, test, improve, and repeat. Now, one of the biggest shifts happening right now is companies building AI systems trained on their own information. So imagine a customer support chatbot, an HR assistant, an internal company knowledge bot, a travel assistant, a shopping assistant. Now, instead of searching through folders or websites, people can simply ask questions naturally. So let me tell you a story. A friend of mine works at a mid-sized company. They had a knowledge base with thousands of internal documents. Nobody read them. People would email the same questions every week. Then they built an AI assistant trained on those documents. Now, instead of digging through folders, employees just ask the bots. Questions that used to take 2 days to answer now take 10 seconds. And this is why prompt engineering becomes such a valuable skill so quickly, because prompts are effectively becoming interfaces between humans and AI systems. And in practice, this is one of the biggest reasons organizations are investing so heavily in AI right now. This part is extremely important, so please listen. AI sounds confident, even when it's completely wrong. And this is something called hallucination. And this is not some theoretical problem. There actually was a well-known case where a lawyer used AI to write a legal filing. The AI confidently cited several court cases. The problem? Those cases didn't exist. The AI had invented them. The lawyer was sanctioned by the court. The good news is you only need to understand a few key ideas to protect yourself against this. Here are some better prompt examples for you to use. If you are unsure, say you don't know. Only answer using the provided information. Explain your reasoning step by step. These techniques help improve reliability significantly, because prompt engineering is not just about getting better outputs, it's also about reducing bad outputs. Here's what most people misunderstand. Prompt engineering is not really about memorizing magic phrases. It's about structured thinking, communication, clarity, breaking problems down properly. And honestly, those are valuable skills even outside of AI. If you understand these ideas, you've built quite a strong foundation. So let's recap the key points. First, be specific. The more context you give AI, the better your results. Second, give the AI a role and a format. That's what turns decent outputs into professional ones. And third, always remember that AI can sound right and still be completely wrong. Good prompts don't just improve answers, they protect you from bad ones. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. The people getting extraordinary results from AI are usually not the people with the most technical knowledge. They're often the people giving the clearest instructions. And that's why prompt engineering matters, because we're moving into a world where knowing how to communicate with AI may become as important as knowing how to use search engines. Or at least how it was 20 years ago. In the next episode, we'll talk about how to build an AI app in under 10 minutes, even if you've never written a line of code, and we'll keep it just as simple. Now, if this has helped, please subscribe, and let's keep learning AI the easy way. See you next time.